Black Power. This is Daku, your DC area Black Power representative, and today I want to talk to y'all about for-profit education. Now, I don't like to pick leaves, but since we focusing on all these individual problems, I don't know why we focusing on the individual problems. We got one problem, and it's the system of racism, white supremacy, that needs to be torn down, and we need to build our own system in its place. But since you want to keep focusing on individual problems, we're going to keep going through all the individual problems so that you can eventually understand that it's not about all these little problems. When I said picking leaves, I mean each problem represents one of these leaves on these trees out here. So we pick all the leaves off the tree, we get through all the problems, and then guess what? The tree is still standing. The system of racism, white supremacy is still standing. So next year, the leaves are going to grow back, and you're going to have a whole new set of problems. And you're going to proceed to picking the leaves again, the leaves on that tree. You're going to pick all the leaves off, and then the next year is going to be a whole new set of problems. But since y'all want to focus on each one of these little individual problems, let's talk about it. I came across this article in 2011. I want to share it with you. It says, in the past decade, for-profit or educational companies have tripled enrollment and recorded profits of $26 billion. Didn't say million, I said billion. The educational system is for profit, just like the prison system. All this is so they can make money. Prison isn't designed to rehabilitate you. Education is not designed to give you knowledge. It's designed for those that own the companies to make money. Okay. For-profit colleges are making billions of dollars in profits by targeting vulnerable populations with misleading promises of low-cost tuition and jobs after graduation. This is according to a Bloomberg News report. Who? Bloomberg News report. Not Farrakhan, not Sarah Seti, not King Noble, not Daku. This is according to a Bloomberg News report. Okay? Let's go further and find out what's going on here, since y'all believe it's all about these individual problems. And that your answer is education. The report explains how the for-profit college industry has grown substantially in the past decade by targeting underprivileged students who qualify for federal loans. Now, this is the trick in language here. When the white man says underprivileged students, who do you think he's talking about? Yes, poor whites, but also blacks, generally blacks and Latinos, and you'll see that as we go further. All right, many of these students can't find the types of jobs, so it's not all about jobs. It's the type of job you need if you're going to be in the system of racism, white supremacy. They can't find the types of jobs that will allow them to repay their loans, which leaves them in a staggering debt. What kind of debt? Staggering debt. Because the tuitions are high and they've had to borrow to pay the tuition, they're laden with debt, and often they can't find a good enough job to be able to pay off that debt. So when we're talking about the unemployment has gone down, that's even a trick. Everything about the system is a trick. When the unemployment goes down, that simply means you found a job. If you find a job making $7 an hour, yeah, you found a job. But come on now, it's 2012. You ain't taking care of your family on $7, $8, $9, $10, $11, $12, $15 an hour. You ain't doing it. And not in these metropolitan areas. Come on now. Not unless you're going to work sun up to sundown, 7 days a week, you and your wife or your spouse or your girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever. Okay. Because these student loans can't be discharged even in bankruptcy, that means once you get in, ain't no getting out. Blood in, blood out. That's it. Once you get in, ain't no escape. Bankruptcy can't even save you. Because these student loans can't be discharged even in bankruptcy, they follow these former students throughout life. It can be a lifelong drag on people who already are struggling. And that's a trick. Because the reason you going to school is because you're struggling. You're trying not to struggle no more. So you going to school so you can get your degree, get your education, so you can find a better job, and then life going to be all gravy. According to this article, no, it ain't going to be gravy. Here we go. All right. Okay, until recently, most of these schools were paying their recruiters based on how many people would sign up. It's known as incentive compensation. So the recruiters had a motivation to sign up anybody they could, and that's what they were doing. Incentive compensation in college recruiting was actually banned in 1992. It's the reason it was banned. But check this out. In 2002, the Bush administration put through a series of loopholes. And the companies used these loopholes to get around the ban and pay their recruiters per head. We talked about loopholes last week. You want to attack the problem of racism, white supremacy by passing a bill, by passing a law. But your evil brothers and sisters are always going to find a way around the damn law. Some loophole that they can get around it and still practice their racism, white supremacy. The whole system is a trick. Now this is very important. The target population for profit colleges tends to be predominantly low income and minority. Not low income minorities. It says, and you got to pay attention to language, low income and minority. So what it's saying, let me translate it for you. Low income white people, poor white people, and minorities, which generally when they say minorities, they're talking about blacks and Latinos. You don't like me to talk about race. You don't like other people that are awake to talk about race. The white man talks about race in his language. He just doesn't use the term race. He says minority, underprivileged, demographics. But he's talking about race. There is a racial divide in the United States of America. There is a black Holocaust. You're going through it now. The article is showing you one of the little aspects of the black Holocaust. I don't know what else to tell you. Keep on picking your leaves, trying to knock the damn tree down. And you're going to keep picking leaves from now until the end of eternity. Because picking leaves ain't going to knock the system down. It's not going to knock the tree down. Racism, white supremacy is going to stand as long as you focus on all these little individual problems. This has been Daku, Black Power.